Woohoo! We are live, I hope. I hope. I'm ready. Haha, I found it. Hi! Oh, we can do overlay, right? Do we want to do it? Let's do overlay. No. No! What the hell? No. Okay. Jonah. Hi! Yes. This works and the overlay works. So I hope it will all work. I hope. Yes, very much so. I need to find the Percy Jackson book. The proof, I have the first Percy Jackson book from a library. So okay. Okay. Oh my god. Jonah. Wait. Hi.
Yes, hi.
I didn't see the add to the stream is just above and it's just like tiny. I was like, hey, where?
Hi. I am up since 9, but I was in bed watching TikTok and being sad because they canceled Wheel of Time.
I mean, that's valid, yeah. How do
So
I?
I texted you on the Discord that I should probably go out of bed, and then I went and made myself a coffee. Like my body can tolerate 1 coffee a week. I'm spending it on you. So
I feel appreciated though, like if you are tired, just
no, it's fine. I have to be up anyway. I have to be up anyway.
oh my god. It's
I'm just
alive. It's not awake, but it's alive, yes.
yeah, little disclaimer, as of now, I am uncaffeinated.
I am uncaffeinated too. So
Ah,
that's
have you
okay.
taken your meds though?
I did. I am very proud of
Congratulations.
myself. I did.
I put on pants. So there's that. Oh boy.
I know, right? I feel very yes.
Yeah. Feel honored.
I feel very honored. Thank you. I
Oh
forgot
boy.
how restroom works. Somebody help me.
How what works?
I wanted to do something, but I forgot it. So, like, I don't think it's needed anymore. But
Probably not. Have you shared the link in places?
oh, oh my god! I still should I? Now I'm not gonna. I was thinking if I want to share it to my brother, but he has been very he is gonna go. He's gonna come on the stream one day, and he's gonna say shit. Obviously,
Isn't that his job as your brother?
I suppose so. What was? Oh yeah. So Kirsty.
Daylight. Disgusting.
Good. Kirsty is fat and medicated, and good job. Look at you.
Yay.
I am partially medicated, so like that's good.
I'm unmedicated. I don't take medication, period.
Why? It's not. Wait. Hello.
You know what makes my morning brain even worse?
No.
I finished watching Arcane Season 2 yesterday for the first time. And it was like 2 a.m. I'm mildly disappointed by Season 2, I have to say. Season 1 was amazing and got better with every episode, and Season 2 started off strong, and then it just went nowhere. I like that they had the balls for an ambiguous ending, but oh my god. This went nowhere. It went nowhere.
Anyway, yeah, edit English. No. Yes, Kirsty, I wish you happy thing for the editing stuff. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. Oh my god. Oh, that's fair, honestly, Kirsty. Like, I don't want to start another thing too, but I need to return the Percy Jackson book in like 5 days.
Then read Percy Jackson or ask for a extension.
Yeah, no, I think someone else has booked it, so like I have to read it in 5 days.
Kirsty, do it. Like, not the reread. Don't do the reread. Finish one reread before you start another.
Yeah. No.
What was that?
That was frustrated loving.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I make a lot of noises when I am not.
Dude, I'm a living soundboard. Relax.
I am gonna deal with this in the sprint. Hello. Yeah. No, I don't care. I'm gonna deal with this in the sprint later. Anyway, yes.
I forgot what that was a reaction to.
I assume it's for the Arcane because after or the thing because.
No, because like it can't be for the Arcane thing because Kirsty hasn't watched it yet. Oh. Apparently, watch it. It's good. It's just it tries to do too many things in my opinion. It's one of those things where you have like so many things going on, and they instead of tying it all back together, they expand upon it. Even though they know they only had the second season, like they said from the get-go, they only want to do 2 seasons. And it has an ending. Everything has an ending. It's just it doesn't have the time to develop into the thing that it very clearly could have been. So yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was Kirsty's reaction to being unmedicated. Yeah. 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 But yeah, season 2 of Arcane, it's still good. It looks so good. It sounds amazing, but it's for some reason I think they tried to make it they did the Riot Games thing where they banged too hard on making this a jukebox thing. Like the first season soundtrack was amazing, and because everyone loved the soundtrack, they kind of doubled down on that and put basically mini music videos in every single episode. Like what they did with the fight between Echo and Jinx in the first season, they did that every single episode. And it kind of took me out.
Yeah.
And again, they instead of taking the storylines they had and bringing them to a cohesive close, they put more storylines in there, and then they didn't have time to develop those because they were limited to the 9 episodes. Again, they brought everything to an end, but there is so much more potential in a way that makes you think, okay, this is the start to a new Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, there are some things in these episodes where, like, oh yeah, this is going to be a spin-off, this is going to be a spin-off, this is going to be a spin-off. And one thing I know is going to be a spin-off because the League of Legends cinematic trailers already hinted at this could be a thing. And with Arcane also making this could be a thing, I'm like, okay, this is the next thing we're getting.
That's
So,
like off the rails.
yeah, a bit. Like, again, it's like the first Avengers movie where they also bring in the Guardians of the Galaxy. They tried too many things in too little time.
Mm.
But it's still good. I just like season 1 more.
Yeah, you need to actually, Kirsty, you need to actually type the thing.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
has Stray Kids in the second
Yeah.
season?
That when their song drops, that is such a good scene. It's one of the Echo scenes. It's when Echo starts actually fighting. It's with the Firelights. It's such a good choreography. That was my favorite part one of my favorite parts of the show. Also, they did my boy Victor so dirty. They did my boy Victor so dirty.
Wait, Victor is that's the one that
With the Czech
collectively.
accent, just the scrawny guy
Yes.
with the mobility
Oh
aid,
my God,
and
yes.
who is like Jace's boyfriend, which is, by the way, now confirmed. They are
I
indeed
know.
boyfriends. But like, they did him so dirty.
Oh no.
They did him so dirty. Like, the whole finale, I'm trying to not give spoilers. The whole finale could have worked so much better if they would have cut out every single unnecessary storyline and focused on his storyline. Him and Jace. If they had focused, like in the first season, on him and Jace and Jinx, Vi, and Caitlyn, that would have made the whole show, the whole second season, so much more cohesive. But they had to bring in Mbessa's storyline. They had to bring in some weird backstory for Vander and Silco because they were like fan favorites. So they had to do that for fan service. They had to bring in this whole other guy just because he's an actually playable character in League of Legends. It was a mess. It was a mess.
That sounds like really a lot. Like how many episodes is it?
9.
Oh, that's
the
a
total
lot.
is 8. Total is 18, and the season is 9 episodes each. And they have to tell a storyline in 3 episodes, and then you have like a tiny time skip, and then it's 3 episodes. Then you have another tiny time skip, and then it's another 3 episodes. It's less like it's smaller time skips than in the first, like from the first 3 seasons. First season, episode 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, and 6 have like a year long, like years of time skip, and you don't get that in season 2.
Yeah, that's dumb.
They are moving over to Noxus now, probably. Noxus and the Red Rose. If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
This sounds like a lot of mess. Like they just like.
Have you met League of Legends?
That's true. Like I have actively tried to not. So
that's the beautiful thing. The game is horrible. Like the game is very basic. The people who play it are extremely toxic. The lore is fucking amazing. The music is amazing. The cinematics amazing. Like the game, if you can put brackets around the game and shove it in the corner and like tie it up so that it doesn't speak, it's amazing. But you also have to keep in mind it's a 20-plus-year-old game, and it's getting new lore every single year. So yeah, and now they are trying to distill that and break it down a bit to make it, I guess, digestible for people who don't have 20 years deep dive experience, and that's when you get Arcane. Which is why Arcane is so good, because they have all of this story, this backstory for every single thing. So it's not like a baseless thing out of nowhere. Yeah, the lore of League of Legends is amazing. Like, I love Twisted Fate, one of the first ever playable characters. Does he get any kind of lore? No. The last thing he got was like a 2018 3-second stint in one of the cinematics. I don't care. I love the bitch. He is also one of the few confirmed gay characters, and his boyfriend is a pirate, and he is a card-playing magic cowboy. So, just saying. Just saying. The lore is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a. I mean, that's good that they do it for a new players, because like I, as someone who hopped into like games that I was introduced to by my brother when I was tiny, and I did not understand much of it besides like how to move around it, and then I jumped into it like as a teenager or as an adult. It's shit ton of stuff like in it, and especially like I did play it as a kid, but I played it as a kid that did not I was like, there was one of those games that I played before my brother was leaving for school, and he left it for me to play before I left for kindergarten. That's kind of
Amazing.
games that, so I did not, I was happy that I could read some of, like, I couldn't read even during that. I was like, okay, I know what this word means, and I know what this word means, and like English stuff.
The lore overhaul was, they still didn't land it though with the lore overhaul, because they did my sweeties Kindred dirty. So the lore behind Kindred is that they are death. That is their lore. They are death. Everyone in their last moments sees Kindred, a lamb with a wolf mask, and a wolf, her shadow, with a lamb mask, and you have to make a choice. Are you accepting your death? Lamb will kill you quick, swiftly, painless. If you don't accept your death, wolf will hunt you down and tear you to shreds. That is how you die. Everyone knows according to the lore, everyone knows Kindred. They are death. But they are never mentioned. Like, they were introduced kind of late. Like, the game was already there, and then they were introduced as a playable hero. They didn't adjust everything that came before them to acknowledge death, and everyone that came after them doesn't acknowledge death either. In Arcane, there is a scene where Vi takes Caitlyn to a brothel, and you see people, like, everyone is masked to hide their identity, and you see people wearing lamb and wolf masks, and that is all the acknowledgement you get of literal death. I love them so much. Like, their own backstory is so cute. Like, Lamb at one point, like, Wolf asks her, "Tell me a story," and Lamb tells them basically their origin story. There once was a pale man with dark hair who was very lonely. All things must meet this man. So people just shunned him. And because the man was so lonely, he took an axe and split himself in two right down the middle so he would always have a friend. And that is how Lamb, the paleness, and Wolf, the dark hair, her shadow, came to be. They are they are poetry incarnate, okay?
That's so fucking cool.
And on the League of Legends website, there's actually short stories for certain heroes, and Kindred has some. And one of them is so beautiful. It's called The Good Death. And basically, it tells you that there are theater groups going throughout the lands, and they perform death plays, where it's like a whole dramatic play, and in the end, you die. And everyone is like hyped up for the person who dies, like the dramatic death everyone is working up to. And it's a story of one of these actors, and she and her troupe get like attacked in the middle of the night, and she meets Kindred, and they tell her, "We know your name, but for now we let you go." And usually you don't meet Kindred and they let you go, but they actually they like her because she's performing very great deaths as them, and they like her performances, so they're like, we enjoy your performances, you go on, perform some more until we call on you again. And then years down the line, she has a heart attack on stage, and like everyone in the audience is wearing a sheep or a wolf mask in the moment she dies. And her last dramatic death scene is her actually dying. Like, there are such great stories in the League of Legends lore, but the game is so shit.
Holy shit, that's so good.
It is so good. It is such a trip. Yeah, but I've never played the game. I looked at it once and I didn't understand it, so I didn't touch it. My favorites are Twisted Fate, Kindred, and just from a lore standpoint, thanks to Arcane, Victor. Also Fiddlesticks, but Fiddlesticks is just fucking creepy. So yeah.
I think I need to get a coffee too. I don't want
Yeah.
to get. I'm trying not to drink coffee.
No. Then don't.
Yeah, well, but I have been actually really good in not drinking coffee, and it's really weird because then I drink only water because I don't do much of like
Soft drink?
fruit teas. I do
Yeah.
not like those much, and I have like this crappy green tea thingy from like you can get from a grocery. Ah, it's a doable thing. I can drink that. I do not. It's not tasty. I can drink that.
Then why keep it around?
What?
Why keep it around?
Because I bought it and I don't want to. It's like
Okay, fair. Okay, fair. Fair. No, I drink. I actually only drink water. The only times I drink something like soft drinks is like restaurants or family functions sometimes. Other than that, I drink. Well, I cut down my coffee consume like dramatically, so that's like one coffee a week maybe, and one matcha a day at maximum. But I've also gone days without any caffeine since I moved here, so that was
wow.
a time. But yeah, I can I do like tea. And we have a whole bunch of teas that I like, but it's like specific blends. Like I
Yeah.
have like one of my favorite teas is caramel apple pie. We have a New York honey chai tea
Oh,
floating
you
around.
fancy.
It's well, it's not. It sounds fancier than it is, but yeah. So yeah. I think we have blood orange from Sicily that my stepdad likes a lot. So yeah.
We have like bunch of like medical teas,
Mm.
and then we have like rosehip teas, which I think is one of the very few uh like fruit teas that I like, but I can't drink it too much because then it's just like it's good. It's good when you come out from a like pouring rain and you need something really warm and you need something
Mm.
that you can stomach, but it's not good to drink it every day.
Yeah. Well.
So I am kind of like trying to find what I can drink because like entire years since I was kid, I went from drinking cocoa to drinking coffee. Then I got addicted to coffee because I slept like 3 hours a night per like couple years. So I drink copious amount of coffee, and then I start drinking tea a little bit.
I mean, if you drink black tea blends, there is the same amount of caffeine in there as there is in coffee. So you could
Yeah,
at least like
I hate
trick your
black tea.
caffeine addiction. The trick is to do black tea blends.
Okay,
Like you have the black tea as a base for the tea, but then you have like something a
yeah,
little more tasty than black tea and acid
yeah,
top of it.
it could be good.
Yeah, like most iced teas are actually like when you look at when you have like an iced tea in your hand and you look at the ingredients, it's based on black tea or green tea.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell is squash?
I don't know. Squash for me is a pumpkin.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
I also don't know what a cordial is. So I don't know either of those things.
Cordial. What? What the fuck is?
What is? Yeah, I will Google this now.
Google it, or I will.
Cordial. What are you? No, I don't mean the adjective. I mean the medicine.
Because cordial to me sounds like cortisol, and I think that's not it.
No, my brain will like the word squash is for me is pumpkin, and the word
Yeah.
cordial is for me being nice and polite. So I'm like,
it has
how do I
actual
brew? How do I make a drink that is nice and polite and pumpkin flavored? No. A cordial is any invigorating or stimulating preparation that is intended for a medicinal purpose. Okay.
That's very helpful.
And what is that? What is meant by cordial? Showing or marked by warm and often hearty friendliness. No. Yeah, I found it. Food or drink. Food or drink. There you go. Cordial may refer to food and drink, liquor, and alcoholic beverage. Cordial candy, a type of candy that has a liquid filling inside a chocolate shell. The medicine, a medicinal beverage. Elderflower cordial is a non-alcoholic beverage commonly called just cordial in Ireland. And squash, drink, a non-alcoholic fruit drink concentrate sometimes known as cordial.
Oh,
So it's like a
wait.
syrup you fill with water.
Oh my god, I know what that is.
Oh, she translated it for me. Yes, okay, yeah, I know what it is. It's like a
It's a
syrup that you put in your drink, and then you have like a soft drink, but DIY.
Wait, because cordial in Czech
Yes.
is Czech 100% like how do you say liquor from what's the word in English? Tilia, like a Tilia
Is it a
and
flower?
white wine.
Yeah.
And it's usually known as
No, let me take the German word. Take the German word Kirsty just posted in chat. Getränkesirup. And translate that, because that is the one I understood.
Okay.
And it's basically for you to make DIY soft drinks. It's like a syrup you put in water, you shake it up, and then it's like these carbon machines you have to make your own carbonated water. And you can put those things in it to make your own soft drinks.
I don't know how to make how to do that thing. You're not helping.
If you don't know how to do the A with the two dots on top, do A and E right after another.
Oh my god. You know what it oh my god. You know what it translates to me to Czech?
Huh?
Drunk syrup.
Yeah.
I have what the fuck?
Wait. It's one of it's these things.
Oh, wait. This is honestly. Wait, this is so funny. You know why?
Look, it's these things.
Yeah, this is okay. You know, apparently it's a Czech syrup napo. Yeah, syrupový nápoj. You know why is it so fucking funny? Because cordial, like it's written by it's done by Jan Becher who makes Karlovarská Becherovka.
I even have one right here. It's this thing.
I have never seen that. I know the alcoholic version. I am Czech, of course. I know the alcoholic version. What else?
Wait, I can show you how it works. Live tutorial. Look. Like you have your water, right?
Yeah.
You take your cordial squash syrup shit, and you do this, and it turns into a soft drink.
That's bullshit.
And now I have crappy peach iced tea, and my camera just died.
That's you. Oh my! I know only the alcoholic version. It's alcoholic. The originally it's supposed to be alcoholic because it's Czech. Of course, it's supposed to be alcoholic.
I
No?
can't turn my camera back on. Shit.
Wait, it's not alcohol. Wait,
You can
It's
do it
liquor.
non-alcoholically.
it's liquor. It's supposed to be alcoholic.
No, that was the original thing. But
Okay.
now you can do it just that because we made advancements in chemistry.
You guys are weak. I'm sorry. My chick.
What do you mean weak? I'm alcohol intolerant.
I said weak. That's just like natural selection.
Well, I'm not
Check. What do you want from me?
I'm not alcohol intolerant. I just don't like the taste of alcohol. Dude, I think I trashed my camera. Oh fuck.
Oh my god.
I trashed my camera with I'm going to leave and going to come back. You have to add me again in hopes that my camera will refresh. Because the bitch is bitching. It worked for a second. And now it doesn't want to cooperate.
It's rude.
Yeah.
Jonah's camera, stop being rude. You are being a bitch. And not in a good
Well,
good
at
way.
least I can turn it on now, but the button, but the camera just doesn't work. Okay, so I guess I have to go diving for my crappy ass fish lens webcam then.
Honestly, your crappy Jonah's camera just died on him. And then
I lifted, like I put my screen down so you could see my water thing turning into a squash cordial, whatever the fuck. And then I lifted it back up and I apparently put pressure on some internal thing and now the camera is like, nah.
oh, you have laptop too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens. Hey, if it happens with camera, that's good. Last time it happened to me, it happened with some of the like synapses to the entire screen.
Yeah.
So my computer was working, but my screen was black.
Nice. I mean, I have another one. It's just I have to go diving for that, and I hate that.
Also, I watched.
Okay, now it's working. What the fuck? I just turned on like the photo camera mode, and it's just like not doing it for the stream for some reason.
Oh, that happened to me too. That happened to me when I was no, actually no, mostly when it didn't happen, when it didn't work, it told me that it can't find the camera and I don't have a camera on my laptop, which is bullshit because obviously I have camera on my laptop.
Yeah. Yeah, but like it literally turned on just now and showed me my own face. Like it's supposed to on this stream, but it then deactivated again the second I turned that one off.
Did you allow do you allow?
Yeah. I mean, I was on stream just now.
Yeah. Well, I have to do it like I personally have to click it every time.
No.
But I am.
Mine remembered. That's so bad. The fuck is happening? Can we do a sprint so I can do like some?
Yes, we can do a sprint. Wait.
And you also wanted to do something, but I forgot what it was.
How do I do this? This. Hello. Yes, it looks good.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah. So let's do. Wait. I had a cool thing. Ha!
Yay!
See? I am professional.
Amazing.
Okay, so see you in an hour.
See you in an hour. Hopefully see you in an hour. I mean, I can see you. You can't see me.
Hopefully, we will see Jonah in an hour too.
Hopefully, we can make eye contact via cameras again.
Bye.
Bye. Look who got the camera working again, only to show you the weirdest hairdo ever.
Wait. How do no. How do I no. Oh.
Hello. Call me Sandra. No, I took a shower and it's semi-cold-ish outside, so I don't want to go out with like dripping wet hair. And this thing actually makes my hair dry a lot faster because I have very thick hair,
Yeah.
so it retains water for like forever. And I'm currently at the length. I made the executive decision I'm going to cut it. Like I'm not shaving my sides for a hot second until they grow out a bit. And then I just shave, well, not shave, but I'm cutting everything back for like the summer cut when I just go short. And for that, that's the perfect time to fix all the shaving mishaps that happen when you can't see the back of your head. Anyway, my hair is long, and if I don't put it up in a bun like that, it will literally be wet until I go to sleep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, long story short, my hair likes to stay wet, and I hate it.
Yeah, my hair tends to like same kind of.
Yeah. So yeah, I took a shower. I put the read I finished yesterday into core pile, and I just was sad that they canceled Wheel of Time. I listened to The Hills of Tenchiko on Spotify on repeat, which is a song about titties. So
I read like I'm on page 82 of Percy Jackson,
yay!
and I am
How many are there?
kind of enjoying. Like it's a chaos. Percy is chaos.
I mean,
I like it.
have you met Percy?
What?
Have you met
Yeah, no.
Percy?
I mean, yeah. The 80 like since the first page, literally since the first page, I was like, I'm gonna like you.
Mm. Is it the first
This is
one
the first
or?
one. I have never read Percy Jackson, so this is the Lighting Thief, the first ever.
Mm.
I'm gonna just
I mean, I read the first book about a year ago, like in August. It's like a
yeah.
year. End of August, I read it for the first time.
I think you said that because I think you talked about it, right? So you wasn't like exactly like excited about it.
Yeah, like again, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what the book did. It's just basically the age. I just bit my lip open. So it's the age of the book shows and the intended
Yeah.
audience shows, and I'm not the intended audience. And I always, when I read like younger YA or middle grade, there's always like a star knocked
Mm,
down because of that for me, because I'm just not, these stories I can see who they are aimed at, so that is what I keep in mind when I'm reviewing those. But I don't like simplistic
yeah.
stories, you know? So it is, Percy Jackson is kind of simple, but if you put it into perspective for who this is written for, it
Mm,
makes sense. So I was entertained, but it is not the
yeah.
best read ever.
That's what I'm
So
getting. Like, I am
yeah,
really flying through it because it's like it's
yeah,
fluid.
I
It's
too.
there's stuff going on and it's can be funny, and I do really enjoy the neurodivergence of Percy. This is probably like one of the
Yeah,
first book where I can see that. Oh my god! I wish I read this when I was 12 years old. Like,
I mean, that's the origin story of how Percy
yeah,
Jackson came to be, right? Like Rick Riordan wanted to have a book for
yeah,
his neurodivergent child, which is why I'm going to be pushing this. Like the next weekend, I'm spending with my cousins, right? And they have severe ADHD, and their mother just introduced them to Harry Potter, and I, I'm I've been poking them with the gay agenda for years now, and they are both very chill with everything surrounding the rainbow, right? But they are never like uh they never see that in the stories they consume. So, and I already got my little cousin when he was freshly diagnosed. He still gets bedtime stories. That's like when he is receiving stories. It's like him and mom. They have quality time. They read a chapter of a book every night. That is how they read together. And in one of these books, there was like time traveling kids. They had to save like their parents who got lost in time, so they traveled through all these time periods and meet all these famous people from history. Don't puke. And they met Leonardo da Vinci in a chapter that I had to read because I was babysitting my cousin and freshly diagnosed. So everything was still like, this is my ADHD, this is my ADHD, and he was still trying to figure himself out with the diagnosis. And that's when I thought, oh, did you know? Because they presented Leonardo da Vinci chaotic as he was in the story, and I was like, did you know Leonardo da Vinci was probably like you? He probably had ADHD. And he was like, what? And I explained it to him, and I also told him, because he is playing the clarinet, so he knows a bit of classical music. I also told him Mozart probably had ADHD. And the stars in his eyes when I told him that two of the most famous people in history probably had ADHD. And I explained the symptoms we know they were displaying. And those were the symptoms he has as well. He was so flabbergasted, and the way it opened his eyes. So my declared mission for next weekend is to show him Percy Jackson, because he likes the kind of stories like Harry Potter where you have like a kid and fantastical shit happens, right? So I'm going to steer him away from the racist, transphobic shit and give him a book that has actual representation for the kind of kid he is. So I don't even want to trigger an obsession with like Greek mythology or anything. I just want him to see himself and be exposed to good stories and not bad stories. Because their mom knows about the shit about J.K. Rowling. The thing is, she preaches separating art from the artist. I told her that it's not great to do that. And she's like, yeah, but I'm not telling them about like the bad shit about it. I just let them experience the story. And I'm like, okay, cool. But you know, I don't want to tell her how to parent her children, because what the fuck. But like, I told her the concerns, and she listened, and she acknowledged them, and she's not pushing them into Harry Potter. They are watching the movies. They have the movies on DVD. They're reading the books. They had the books for years, so they're not acquiring new shit. And the boys are not too much into Harry Potter to want to have all the merchandise, so that's fine. But yeah, it is my declared mission to poke them with the gay agenda and make them consume the good stories and not the bad ones. So I'm actually thinking, because I have the first volume of the Percy Jackson series, I'm actually thinking of just taking it over and just leaving it on a coffee table or something. You know?
Yeah. I'm like, I'm surprised how it flows. Like, I am at the point where he just got literally into the Camp Half-Blood, literally. So like, shit happened in those 80 pages. And
It's like we saw abuse. We saw Percy struggling with reconciling with his reality. We saw him potentially see a teacher die, and his mom just died.
So you can like, from the 80 pages, I can literally like see I am not the target audience anymore.
Yeah,
but it reads well. It flows usually when I am not the target audience. I can very easily predict. Like, normally I can easily predict, but if it's for the kids, I can really easily predict, and it's just like boring usually, and it's not here.
Here's the thing. There is two kinds of predictability. The one kind of predictability in books is you predict it, and the whole build-up to what you were predicting is boring as fuck. And then there is you predict it from the get-go, but the whole build-up still makes the experience worth it. And with Percy Jackson, the whole story surrounding that the end goal is not what is the fun part. The fun part is how
Yeah.
we get there. And that those are usually good books. That's like in middle grade, like you said, it's easy to predict where this is going. So I judge it by how do we
Mm.
get there. And in Percy Jackson, you can feel like if you just take like one step back from the story, you can feel that this book was written for children that don't have a lot of attention span if nothing exciting happens. This book is literally not only written with an ADHD main character, it is also written for children who have ADHD.
Yeah.
There is the spacing between shit that happens, between interesting shit, is perfect to keep you going. That's why I flew through it. Did I know what would happen? Yes. Was I entertained still? Also yes, because it was written for people with ADHD. The pacing was
Like,
perfect.
yeah, exactly. I read 80 pages in less than an hour because I did some other shit. And then I spent like before I started reading, I spent like 10 minutes just like staring.
Yeah.
So
Listen.
but it's
good.
good.
It's good in its own kind of way.
I am not used to having this, like usually like sometimes stuff happens, but it's usually like too much. And or it just really slow. I'm like, I know it's gonna be good, and it usually ends really good, but it's just so slow. I'm like, I know it will be good. I just need to survive this stuff. And this is good. This is just like
it's like in the right moment, like just when you're like, okay, this is getting boring, something happens that makes it interesting again. And it's not always like a big fight scene. It's just something of note happens. Like a new information is being revealed, something funny happens, someone makes the perfect joke or something. Like it's perfectly paced. Yeah. That's what was I say? Yeah, I usually when I sit down and can read a book in one day, I usually have the audiobook and the visuals for it. When I read Percy Jackson in the German edition, because again, we love our long words, the German edition is almost 500 pages long, which is ridiculous for a children's book. I sat down and I did not put the book down. I read this in almost one sitting, just that I again did the thing where I started too late in the day and then I got tired, so I had to take a break to sleep. And then I got back up, read the rest of the book, and the book was over. And I'm like, yeah, I just had a nice time.
Yeah.
Like
I expect
I don't do that when I don't do that when I only have one form of medium. If I only have the audiobook, I at some point need a listening break. If I only have the visuals, I at some point need a reading break. Percy Jackson, I only had the visuals and I flew through it. And right after, I rewatched the show because I just could and I wanted to. And I had no other book with me, and I was house sitting at my aunt's. And I only picked up that book, and then I was like, okay, well, I had Poppy War, and right after Poppy War, I read Percy Jackson. And those were the two books I had with me because I thought, hey, those are two 500-page books. It's going to take me a while. And then, like, 3 days later, I'm like, well, shit. So I had to go 20 minutes back home to pick up new books and then go back. And I was like, nah, not today. So I rewatched Percy Jackson instead.
The last book that I read in one sitting, and that's again after like I stopped reading for years, and then I started reading like 2 years ago. The first book, like that was like full book, like it's like 500 pages that I read in one sitting, and it wasn't like entire day. It was just like one sitting in the evening. Was surprisingly Love and Olives by Jenna Evans Welch or Welch Evans, something like that. It's a like a part of like standalone, like interconnected style. It's romance, it's straight, but it's like there was stuff happening because the girl was going to her like estranged father to kind of like be there, but she really didn't want to be there, and they were looking for Atlanta, which by the way, I am, if anything, I am a huge Atlanta and like the nerd from that's like my entire teenage years.
Question, you mean Atlantis, the sunken city, and not Atlanta in Georgia?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, cool, thank you. Because I was like, they were looking for Atlanta. I'm like, do they not have maps?
That's the sunken city. And I
Atlantis.
love
Okay.
like underwater in books and stuff
Yeah.
in like any kind of media. So I ate it up, and I am not kidding. I started in evening, and I read like 80 90% in one sitting. Like, I mean it, in one sitting.
Mhm.
It's like five
Yeah.
it's like 500 something pages, and then I only stopped because there was a how do I not there was a mentioning of cancer and stuff, and I was like, you know what, I need to, that's a very personal thing for me. It's like, it seems it's
Yeah.
handled well, but I need to like move a little bit. And then I read the rest of like 20%, and it was so good. I don't understand it. It was straight. It was like a
Yeah.
teenager kind of thing. I don't usually like those anymore.
Here's the thing, because you said that yesterday as well. Just because something is heterosexual doesn't mean it's bad inherently. There are authors out there who can do it well, okay?
I know, but I had so many like bad experiences.
I know,
And
same.
like, the
Same.
reason why I haven't read much during my 15 to like, what was it, 20 to my like 22 years, between 15 and 22 years, when I was like that,
Mhm.
of my life,
Mhm.
was either school, depression, or when I tried to read some books like just like for me, all of them
Mhm.
were straight romances, and I was so fucking bored. There were 3 stars at best. I did not rate that bet them, but like,
See? Mm. See, my reading, like I was just reading, and I was somewhere between 16 and 19. I realized A, the queer community is more than just gay or lesbian. B, I might be part of that. And C, oh shit, I'm definitely part of that in several different categories. So that was my realization at like 16 to 19, and I started reading at 14 with Twilight. So 14 to 16, I was reading all of these stories, and it was like heterosexual romances or fantasy books specifically written by white men.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was always like rooting for the male characters. So I like, huh. Because at that point, I didn't consider that gender fuckery is a thing. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely heterosexual. Boy, oh boy, was I wrong. And then like via YouTube, I discovered that there are more things under the rainbow than just gay and lesbian, right? And then some realizations clicked, and with every realization I made, my reading taste started to change. It
Yeah.
started subtle by me starting to read fantasy written by female authors, and I was like, huh, okay. I was still very much interested in the male characters of everything. Like, okay. But then gender fuckery happened. I was like, okay. That's when I started to read gay books. I was like, wait, I vibe more with sword crossing than with heterosexual. Like, okay, this is interesting. And then everything for me clicked, and now my reading taste is like the gayest shit ever. I still read heteronormative stories, right? But I cannot, for the life of me, close my eyes with all of the homoerotic subtext in those. There is so much homoerotic subtext in so
Yeah.
many white man fantasy books. They do. I think it's just this is one of my most fun things to do, to point out like clearly heteronormative white fantasy dude bros, right? Those stories. And I just love finding the homoerotic text and giggling to myself that probably while writing this, the author didn't know. It's like, is it like I just know the author never asked himself, is this gay, bro? Like, is this gay? This is not gay. This is just normal dude bro behavior. And I'm like, oh, sweetie, sweetie, no, my sweet, sweet summer child.
The only queer book that I like, that's why I was 14 or 15 when I found, wait, where I don't have it. I was like 15, I think, when I found a Czech translation of Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. which was the
Mhm.
first book with queer characters that I ever read. And I vividly remember it because I found it like a month after I called at that time, another brother. We are not talking anymore, but he
Yeah.
was bisexual. And I knew he was
Uh-huh.
bisexual the entire time I was a kid. But I remember calling him one night at night when I, like, the feeling when you wake up in cold sweat and you realize something. I call him. I was like 14. No, I wasn't even 14 then. I was like between 13 and 14. I was like, I think I am gay, but I am also not gay. Something is wrong with me. Help. And my brother, who I called to him like at 11 in the PM, and he was working at the time. So he was just like, he came home at like 9. He was just trying to go to sleep because he was exhausted. He was like,
Mhm.
what the fuck are you talking about? Like, yeah, no. And just like told him about it. It was like, I'm bisexual. I'm like, yeah, I know. But so what? I'm like, you know what that means?
You are bisexual. Now explain how it works to me. How did you know? That's like my favorite question. Like, how did you know from a person who's like, not from like a heteronormative cis person, but from a person who is is asking questions themselves? Like, how did you know by any chance? Asking for a friend, the friend being me. It's hilarious.
But I found it so fucking funny because every time I went through like, oh my god, I am something, like I am either bi, then I was like, okay, I'm not bi, I am uh pansexual, and I was like, yeah, I know that doesn't fit. Then it was big time when I was like, you know what, whatever, nothing fits, I don't give a shit, I am
Mm,
just on the spectrum, who cares? And then I
mm,
was, okay, I'm omnisexual, then I was, okay, I'm demisexual, and I'm like, okay, I'm gender fluid. All of those things, all of those that matter, not the one that I was like really questioning.
yeah.
I was like, it came out of nowhere. Like me questioning the biggest thing, and the one that I'm still like trying to understand, which is the the gender fluid thing, which I had no help in with. I just like realized it, and I was lying on my
Same.
floor, and I was having something like a midlife crisis, and then I was just like, then it just came into my mind, like, I am not trans. I don't think,
Floor
I don't,
time
is there
revelation.
something else? And then I called my bestie. I was like, I think there is something wrong with me because I am not a girl, but I am also not a guy, and something is going on. And I'm not non binary. So what the fuck am I?
I mean, technically, that's still under the trans umbrella.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know that. I
Like,
was like, what the
yeah,
fuck?
I know. See, I actually did it backwards. Like, all of these stories, like how people realize that they are queer, right? It's usually, okay, sexuality fuckery leads into gender fuckery. I did it the other way around. Like, for my whole life, I thought I'm cisgender and heterosexual because I liked guys. I was always attracted to guys and never to women, yeah, right? So I was like, that's heterosexual. Then I realized, oh shit, but I am not a guy. So I'm not a lady, right? I'm a guy. So I'm like, shit, I'm gay. And now my best friend is now like, no, you are actually like pansexual or something. And I'm like, no, I just like looking at titties, but I'm not attracted to titties. It's like I can appreciate a good tit, but I personally am not really attracted to it. Like I can appreciate the beauty of a person, but the one thing I'm attracted to is
Give,
dick.
give me a
Or
moment.
like just guys. Yeah.
Hello?
Ooh, parent drama. Alone again.
Hi, I'm back.
Hello. But yeah, like I was like I can appreciate every kind of body and every kind of gender, but the one thing I'm attracted to is dudes, which is a whole issue in of itself, given that men. But and I actually like to think, okay, I'm pan-romantic, but gay. Someone at some point I heard the word homoflexible. Maybe that's the thing, but I don't know. The one thing I do know is that I, without ever having been in a poly romance, I don't think I could ever be monogamous. I do not think one partner is what I'm going would I be like what I would limit myself to. Like if I only had one, okay, cool, but I would at all times be open
Yeah.
for more. Like I just can't fathom being with one person for the rest of your life. That's like that's
feel
boring.
that, yeah.
That's on the one side that's boring, and on the other side it's like, okay, but it is statistically impossible, and that might be the tism coming through, but it is statistically impossible for one person to fulfill all the emotional and physical needs of one singular other person. So why not branch out and have like a whole network of support for yourself and for your partner and for your
Yeah.
other partners, you know? It's like, why not? What is stopping us except society?
Yeah, no, that's actually my thinking about the poly too, because that exactly that. But I think
Yeah.
the funniest thing was or like the most complex, because I said that I had the years where I was like, you know what, I don't give a shit what I am. I am not. I have been telling everyone when someone asks me, like, yeah, I'm, because I didn't know and people around me didn't know what queer is. So I was like, yeah, I'm bi, even though that it did not
Yeah.
fit me, but you know, it also
Mm.
was easier for people to understand. Then I one day was like, okay, you know what? I think I am pan, which I thought for like 2 hours. Then I was like, yeah, I definitely am not pan. And then I found omnisexuality. I'm like, yeah, that fits, but no one knows what the fuck that is. So I'm usually saying it's like
Mm.
bisexual on steroids. And and I had so
That's a good description, actually.
right. And
Yeah.
and I are more like bisexuality and pansexuality if they had a baby kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah, I know what omnisexual is.
God, you're one of the few. Everyone's like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, and how much do you know? And do you need the easier version or the full version?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, like I usually, like when I talk to people, I don't tell them. I just put them like when something happens, like because it is my very
yeah,
personal life. I don't tell them, and when it becomes relevant, because let's say I show up with a partner, they can figure it out for themselves. It's not
yeah,
my job to tell them about my internal feelings and world. It's like, okay, like this is my partner, period. That is what is important for me. This is my partner. Maybe this is my partner's partner. I don't care. That is my life, and you have an opinion on that, so you can label it for yourself, because I know what I am. Your internal world, I don't give a shit. Not my problem. Not my circus, not my monkeys.
that's really cool. Like, yeah, I usually talk about it when people ask, and usually when I talk about it, it was like bunch of the, you know, the youth group. There's so many people from like age of 14 to like 23. So many of them, not all of them, but many of them are queer. And like they are usually coming to me because I have been very loud and open about it since I was 14. Yeah. So they, I talk
I mean,
about it like that way.
it's different with kids. Because for kids, I want to
Yeah.
be visible. Like, I'm wearing pins and everything. I wear that. I just don't, like, if a grown-up person comes at me, it's like, oh, are you gay? I'm like, yeah, so what?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they throw labels at me, and I just say yes. So what? Like, what is like it's not my problem. Yes, this is a label I call myself. Just like I say, I have dark brown hair, I have brown eyes, I am this, like I am 164 centimeters. That's like, it's
Yeah.
just a fact. So like, what are you stating? It's like saying, oh, you're wearing glasses. Yeah, and It's like- so I'm subtly visible. Like I'm visible without
Mm.
saying anything. If a kid comes up and asks, or if I talk with like kids or teenagers or whatnot, and it happens to be the theme. Like, for example, you read a book and suddenly two dudes are kissing, and then a question comes in from a child or something. I sit down and explain it to them that there is more under the sky than just men and women having children, right? Like, I do take the time to explain it to children because they need to know it's out there so they can learn for themselves. And that's like the thing. Like, I am very much open, like I'm open with kids and teenagers because I want them to know there is more, because there is a chance that they find themselves
Yeah.
in there. And that is so near and dear to my heart, to make sure that kids know, because it took
Mhm.
me so long. Like, looking back, you could tell from the moment I started walking. I am one of those kids. You could tell from the moment I started walking that I am not cisgender. But it took me 19 years to realize that, because there was no representation of that even
Yeah.
being possible. Like, it took trans YouTubers talking about it for me to realize, oh shit, you can, you know? So that's I'm all about visibility, but I don't care about discussing shit with adults, because Google is
Yeah.
free. And it's not my job to educate you. So whatever, and I'm not spending energy on that. And also, subtly being visible and then like just living your own life and confronting people with complete like facts about who you are also cuts down on the times you have to out yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to go around outing yourself to people if you just do your own thing and they realize for themselves.
The thing about explaining, oh my god, I am very subtle about, like, there is only a couple of people around me that knows about me being gender fluid for reasons, obviously safety and stuff, and only couple of those adhere to it. So I am being dead named every night, like 99%. And like, but about like what
I just
sorry
cleared my throat, that's fine.
about when I found out like what demisexuality is. And I was talking to my brother, I was talking to some other people about it, because I have been, usually I could talk with them about this. It's so tired. Like, I know demisexuality and like a spectrum and everything is also not so known, because like that's one of the lesser known stuff. But it gets annoying and exhausting to trying to like explain it when they ask. I don't mind if adult people people come to me and ask, because there is difference between if they ask like, oh yeah, genuine I don't know, can you like
Yeah.
explain it, and between like being assholes. So
Yeah.
like if they are not assholes, I don't mind
Yeah, like
trying to explain it.
if people ask nicely and genuinely want to know, I
Yeah,
tell them,
but
of course. But like, if you just are you gay? Yeah,
yeah.
and your point? It's like, I love doing that with like teenagers when they're like, you're gay. I'm like, yeah, and your point? That's not an insult, it's a
Yeah.
fact. Move on. which is hilarious, because over here is an elementary school and over there is a like a middle school. So there are a lot of teenagers walking right in front of our house, and I did that as a teenager too, because everyone's like, are you a boy or a girl? And I'm like, decide for yourself, bitch. What do you think? Like, I never made it about me. I'm like, yeah. So sometimes, like, are you a boy or a girl? Yes. That's not an answer. Well, it is. It just doesn't fit to your question.
Yes.
Like, I like to fuck around with people so much when they like, because they want to get to you, but I don't let them because I don't care.
Yeah. I try to explain it because there's type of people who, for some damn reason, they have a harder time understanding demisexuality than gender fluid, which is, I don't get that, but okay. And
I think it's because of the name. Like, everyone knows what a fluid
yeah,
is. And also, gender is more discussed currently in the political climate for all the wrong reasons, but everyone has heard of the word
yeah,
gender, and like and people are at least familiar with the concept that some people think, rightfully so, that gender is a spectrum, so gender fluidity makes
mm,
more sense from just the word standpoint and the context than demisexual, because no one talks about demisexual. You rarely hear
Yeah.
about asexual, and then having a subcategory of that, people are just confused.
Yeah, but like when I explain it, I swear to God, if I hear it one more time, they're just like, "Oh yeah, so you're just normal human being." I will throw a brick at people.
Here's the thing. When they say, so you're just a human being, you have to
No,
say
yeah,
yes.
no. Yeah, they say like, "Yeah, okay, so you're just like a normal person." I'm like, yes, but like, Kim's like, okay, so like, I am the same. I'm like, this is the funniest thing. A friend of mine who is, and I'm gonna say like he's a slut, but he's not in like, he's just like, he's there, he's having fun, he's just doing
Mhm.
stuff, and he's being like very open about it, but he's also like, he's not an asshole.
He's just very sex
Yeah,
positive. Yeah.
and he
Same.
he tried to grasp the thing about like demisexuality because we had talked about it, and and
Oh,
it was
mhm.
like,
Go on.
and I was like, okay, I was like, okay, so you are like a normal person. I'm like, obviously. I'm like, okay, so you're like a me. I am like, where in that conversation? We are, if anything, we are literally the polar, no, not the literally polar opposite, but almost.
I have to show you that one scene with Pedro Pascal in Game of Thrones, because he is playing a pansexual, bisexual slut. Like everyone knows. Like literally one of it. Like people know him, his character, for two reasons. One, he can kill you if he wants to. There is no if about it. If he wants to kill you, you're dead. And the second one is he has slept with every single person on this continent. That is his reputation, and he meets with a guy who has never like he was castrated as a boy for some really weird ritual, and he's like really creepy, and it's all a spy thing, and he's very wise. I love him, this other character. So they meet up in the throne room, and Pedro Pascal is like, you can come join. Like, that man is such a whore. Like, you can come join us. It's fine. I order you a girl. I order you a boy, because he specifically thinks this other character is gay. And the character's like, nah. And he's like, you like girls? I never thought. And he's like, no. And he's like, wait. Like, total confusion about the concept of asexuality because he's such a slut. And then this other character has to patiently explain to him, I never cared about sex. It's such a messy thing, and it just ruins everything. It's like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's the best explanation for asexuality in television ever, and it is such a moment because this other guy's like so confused. Like, what do you mean you don't fuck? It's so fast. It's so good. It's so funny too. And like not derogatory at all, because then like the slut character of Pedro Pascal is like, okay, to each their own, because that's how he was raised. He just can't comprehend that some people just don't want to fuck. He respects it. He respects it and he acknowledges it. He's just like totally confused because he himself never experienced
Oh my
that.
God, that reminds me of I was 18, and I was is there a word for that in English? It was like a mental health thingy, but it's like a just bunch of like, you go there every day and just like half day of like stuff and therapies and everything. And I there was like a group of youth people, and one of them, there was so many, obviously there was so many queer people, and one of them went by they them, and it was, and like they were non-binary, and it was my first ever meeting non-binary person. And I remember, or like, no, he them, anyway, yeah, he them, because I didn't know, I couldn't figure it out how to use they them in Czech, so I was using he him because I was so confused. But he didn't mind, he was like he them. And he they came, there was one time where he went in there, and they had literally like a, he had a dress and makeup and high heels, and he looked like fucking fire. And I remember my concept, because he was mask presenting, my concept of like clothes and gender and everything that time was completely breaking. And I looked at him like the entire time we have been like friends. He gave amazing hugs and everything. And
Mhm.
I was just looking at him in awe. And I think that was the moment when my brain was like, huh. But then it took me
Dude,
couple years to actually like, uh-huh.
yeah, dude, I rejected everything feminine as if I was deadly allergic to it until the moment I realized my gender queerness. And that is when I started to like wearing nail polish, to wear certain silhouettes, and like those 10-inch high heels, I would have not worn them 10 years ago because I was like so focused on looking hyper masculine without realizing that I am a guy. Like I rejected the female aesthetic so hard because I was not like other girls. Well, turns out.
Yeah.
But just realizing that I am trans made me so comfortable with my like nothing about my body changed, but just this realization made me so comfortable with expressing my feminine side. It's ridiculous. Like I totally confused my grandma when I ripped out those high heels for the first time on the family function because I was so hyper masculine my whole life, and then I show up in these murder heels. No one in my family wears heels like that, and I just show up, and I'm like, "Yes, queen!" And my grandma's like, "What the fuck? How do you even walk in that?" And I'm like, "With pain and suffering, but it makes my ass look good."
Yeah, exactly. Like I have issues with like dresses, but also not. And like
Yeah. Like I still wear pants. I still cannot fathom anything but pants on my legs. And like titty jails are also a very sensitive topic. But makeup, nail polish, high heels, long hair. I never wanted long hair until a couple of years ago. It's
I
ridiculous.
like dresses sometimes,
Hmm.
but it's a yeah, I still need to, oh my god, I it's gonna be over. One day I will get a binder and I have amazing dress for that. And I am gonna rip out my amazing high heels and I'm gonna put my red lipstick on and I am gonna be hot as fuck. One day.
Yes. You know what? You know what? One of the moments I felt the hottest ever was the first time I did open chest binding outside, like in public, and I had like the sluttiest shirt on. Like it is almost see through, but it was like it was in summer, so it was hot, so no one batted an eye. And it's like black, and it has these burning roses on it. And I had some really nice dress pants to it. So I did the bisexual aesthetic of open chest binding and having like the shirt almost open to your navel. You know when I did that? On the communion celebration of my youngest cousin, and his priest was with us, and he sat next to me, and he was like a semi-conservative priest, and I was just sitting there with all of my gender fuckery, and because he sat right next to me, I specifically behaved gay as fuck. And my sibling, who is also gender fluid and everything, is like, yeah, no, we make this man suffer. That priest was so visibly uncomfortable every time he looked at us, and I was so unapologetically not heteronormative. Like everyone loved my look. That priest was concerned for his own soul. And I was like, yes,
Yes.
so priest, preacher.
Yes.
And he was so confused.
Oh my god. I had that I did yeah, that was the when oh my god, my brain is dying. The I think I posted the picture when I went out when I still had the fucked up
You did.
ankle. So I could not sadly, I could not have my amazing high heels. So I went in sneakers, but I had the brown the brown like what the blows what the fuck is that
Blouse.
shirt blouse
Blouse. So what
and like the makeup on everything and like that was I was hot as fuck.
Hmm.
But one day I will get that binder and I will get all my hottest shirts out and I will be hot as
Yeah.
fuck and I will feel good. That's a
Yeah.
plan.
And you know why? Because you can.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. I need to send you that video. Yeah.
Where?
I sent it to you on TikTok. I just need to find it first.
I'm- Can you not die? My phone has been dying for years now.
I sent it to you. It's a beautiful scene. The whole dialogue is so
Oh,
amazing.
it's the Pedro Pascal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Hello. Oh yeah.
Everybody's interested in something, not me. It's so good. And he's so what? What? It's so good. It's so good.
Oh wait, I saw it. I think.
It's just very good.
Also,
Period.
like Pedro, like they did really good on the
Yeah.
costume part of it.
He stole that robe. Pedro Pascal stole his robe because it was apparently also very comfortable.
I mean, that's valid. I
He
would
stole that
too, and it
robe.
looks good. It looks so good. It
Yeah,
has like really nice
yeah,
colors.
yeah.
I need a water. Did you hydrate it? Good. I
Yeah.
did not.
What I didn't do is finish my coffee, so now it's an iced coffee. It's
Hmm.
fine. I externally and internally hydrated because I took a shower and then I lotioned up,
Good.
baby. Yes. I made a deep dive. Like for some reason, I landed on Shower Talk the other week. It's like I go under the shower, do my hair twice, like you should. Then the lower parts get
Hmm.
conditioner, right? And then body wash and being careful about your private areas and not using like when you scrub your armpits and your privates, don't do that over the rest of the body, right? You have to do those separate, and your feet separate. Like that was what I knew you should do. And then land on shower talk. It's like, yeah, you have to dry brush, you have to lotion up, you have to do that. And I'm like, bruh, I've never showered the right way in my life. But it's so cute because I'm following this. Also, I think they are non-binary. They're
Mhm.
somewhere under the trans umbrella, and this person discovered dry brushing and started to dry brush, and so many people from Black TikTok came over and explained it to them how to do it the right way and blah. And then like they're like, oh, if you feel that good and if you actually lose like water weight after it, you might want to go to your doctor and get tested for lymphedema. And if you have it, you should do it this way. That's even better. Like I follow their whole journey because they are very open about it and they learn so much and they explain it for people who are just dumb like me. So it's just a very wholesome thing. And they are also like disabled and shit, so they explain it in a very energy conserving
Nice.
way. And such a wholesome story and such a wholesome journey. And like a bunch of people jumped onto this to the point where people from Black TikTok started to actually make like tutorials, like for all of my white friends, this is how you shower, and they give you like a step-to-step tutorial because this is again one thing that Black women specifically have been doing for like years and years and years and generations, and white people just don't because we are dumb. And I think that is very wholesome that this shower talk now exploded into this, because before it was just beauty influencers wanting to sell you this and that
Yeah.
serum and shit, and now it's a bunch of people actually telling you how you are supposed to take care
Mm.
of yourself, because they realized a lot of people don't
Yeah.
learn that. And I like that.
And
That's
I
so
like
nice.
how you said that it's like explaining like less time confusing type of stuff,
Yeah,
because like especially if you are disabled in can any kind, it's
yeah,
like really exhausting. Like there's days when just like it's a
same,
torture to get in and like wash yourself.
same,
So
same. And like specific, like all of these creators who are helping the specific person out and now help everyone else out. they specifically encourage, like, if you can't do this whole routine, maybe just do
Yeah.
this one step, and then the next time you take a shower, you do the other step. You don't have to do all of this all the time. And again, the creator that first started it explained, like, I am disabled, I pass out, like POTS, MCAS, the
Yeah.
whole shebang, you know. And they said, yeah, I have a shower stool. And they also specifically explained for people with a tight budget. They literally say, I got this fucking dry brush for 50 cents from the Dollar Tree, and it still does what it's supposed to be doing. Like, they explain it very much low down. Like, I sit down in the shower. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I do that. They can't lift their arms above their head for a very long time, so washing their hair is extremely exhausting for them. And they didn't know. Like, someone in the comments said, just put on a shower cap. You don't have to clean your hair every time you take a shower. And they were like, what? You know, like, that's the level of explanation you get. You don't have to do all of that. Just do this, just do a little bit here and there, and it's fine if you don't have the energy to shower. Sometimes a baby wipe is
Yeah.
all you need. Like, it is such a nice community that just started existing around this. It is so nice and so
That
wholesome.
sounds so good when you have it like explained like in not
Yeah.
like when you exactly need it, because I had to learn all this stuff
Yeah.
throughout the years when
Yeah.
I was like severely depressed and everything, and it's just like couldn't do it. So
Yeah.
like I had no choice
Zero
than to
pressure.
like wing it somehow. And it's
Yeah.
nice when you actually are like okay, semi okay to learn this like on your own, and then use it when you are not okay. That's the
Mhm.
better way.
The thing is, like, the thing that I have is it takes me forever to find the executive function to actually go take a shower. Once I love showering. It just takes me forever to convince myself that
Yeah.
I should shower, you know? So once I'm under the shower, I have no trouble doing all of that shit. I love long
Yeah.
hot showers because it also helps me, like, under the shower is the one time in the day where I don't have to worry about my body temperature because I'm just warm. I'm just warm. And I don't have to care about it dropping again or being cold because the whole room is warm. So I like showering. It just takes forever for me to convince myself that I just should go and shower.
I
Which is
have that
ridiculous.
with like washing my hair. I do not like it that much because I still like I did not found a good way how to wash my hair without the water getting accidentally into my ears or somewhere where it's not supposed to be, and it feels like I want to die. But yeah.
I have a trick for that because I hate that too for sensory issues. It is literally you have to lean your head back and put like your like really back. And then you have to take your fingers like this, basically like a hairband, and you have to make sure that the shower head only goes up to your hairline, and you keep it that, then no water will come into your face, and then you just go back and get all of the foam out and shit. That at least works for
Yeah,
me.
we don't have a shower. We have only a bath. So I usually lean over it and do like
Oh,
downstairs,
yeah.
which I
Yeah.
need to be careful
Yeah.
because I can still get water in, yeah. But it's not that
If
bad,
you
and
can
it takes a shorter time. Even though that I have really long hair now, it takes
mm,
shorter time than it feels
yeah,
it will take. I just hate
yeah.
it and don't want
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah. If you can do it with one hand, at least when you wet your
Yeah.
your hair, you can actually take a washcloth and just press it over your eyes because it will absorb the
Yeah,
water.
that could actually work. Yeah, I did not think. I usually put like what just hands over that and just like
Yeah. But like the washcloth will
yeah,
catch the water so everything stays dry and you don't have to worry about like individual drips.
yeah. That is actually
That's what I did when I had set because going over the bathtub like that, that is what I don't like. Um so I avoided it most of the time, but sometimes I just had to because I couldn't like I didn't have the energy to do a full shower, but my
yeah,
hair really needed it. So I did that and I did the washcloth trick because I do not like
yeah.
that. So yeah.
I hate it. Oh my god. when I had the ankle in the bracer thing and I couldn't basically
Mm,
properly wash because I couldn't get it wet. I
mm,
had to get help from parents to like because we don't have a shower, we have only a bathtub, so I had to like find a way how to do it, and I had to have someone else with me because I would die probably in the bathtub on my
yeah.
own. And I had to have someone else to help me wash my hair. And I, since I
Mm,
was a little kid, I fucking hated it because first of all, I hate when someone that I am like I do not 100% trust and I do not expect that touch. I hate when someone is touching my neck. And
yeah.
then because people like they tend to like since I was a little kid and my grandma used to wash my hair, or like mom used to wash my hair when I was a little kid. It always went like, yeah, you need to clean your ears too, and they did with the foamy thing, foamy fingers in my ears, and I always felt like I'm gonna cry after that. So I have like it was struggle, and I had to like my mom was good because she let me like guide her through it, and I told her explicitly what I really hate and what I don't wanna. So that was good, but I was mess before that, and I literally wash the hair like just a couple times during that like the first month that I couldn't barely like take care of myself.
Mm. Yeah, no, it's all about the little hacks
Yeah.
that make life easier on yourself. It's all about those little hacks. The one thing I don't do is dry shampoo. Like I know it works. I know it's good. I know it's really good if you have a low spoon day and your hair really needs it. I just don't do. I just can't do it.
I did that a couple times, but I also really hate like the texture of my hair after
Yeah.
like if you shower, if you wash your hair with like, now I have really bad shampoo for my hair, and
Mm,
but like I'm just gonna use it whatever, and so my hair feels not so good after it, but I can,
yeah.
it's not so bad. But when you have a dirty hair and you use dry shampoo, it's, I get it, and I used it sometimes when I just like during my depression years, I had like it was better than nothing, but I hated it because the texture was making
Mm.
me to murder somebody.
I hate the texture. I also hate the
Yeah, yeah,
smell of dry shampoo. I don't know what it is, but it just I
yeah.
don't like it. I don't like it. Nah. But yeah, it's
And
weird.
I tried those because I was trying to be more environmental friendly, and I am still trying to be more
Mm.
environmental friendly. I got some of those like brick shampoos. Like it's not, it's a
Mhm.
thing. It's not a liquid.
It's like a bar of soap, but it's
Yeah.
shampoo.
Um, I have not found a good one yet because every single one
Mm.
is making my hair absolutely disgusting. Like it, I can't touch my
Mm.
hair after that. So like I
Mm.
tried a bunch of those, and then I had to give them to someone
Mm.
else because my hair was just like no.
Mm. Yeah, we found a nice middle ground. Like we use one that is made by a company that is semi okay-ish when it comes to their environmental footprint. They still use plastic and shit, but they do recycle their plastic, and they have refill
Yeah.
packages. So you buy the bottle once, and then you have like semi paper based refill packages that are also easier to get rid of, and they recycle 100% of these
Mhm.
refill packages except like the lid. So, but it's still good shampoo because like all of that nature stuff is also very, because we have very different hair textures in my family. So we all technically need a different shampoo, but we somehow managed to find one that works for all
Oh
of
wow,
us.
that's good.
So, yeah. So we just buy from that in bulk from that company instead of going through all of these tiny products that only help one
Yeah.
person, you know?
I found the only shampoo that actually like I like and helps me is bio it's a Australian shampoo, and the problem is you can't get it like unless you are in like very specific like a drug. Is it drugstore? The one with like bunch of makeup stuff and everything. But
Yeah,
that
that's drugstore.
one is like they have now they used to be everywhere, and now they have like two like shops in Prague. None of them is close, and I am struggling because at one point they had this shampoo in like your typical supermarket. It was expensive, but you could get it there. It's nowhere now. Just in those two drugstores. I'm like, I am gonna no.
It would be convenient otherwise, Levy. We can't make things convenient.
Obviously not.
What would society become if things were convenient? Like convenience stores? No. No, not in late stage
No.
capitalism. It's illegal. Yeah, no. Quick little reminder, in about 20 minutes, the latest I have to leave the house.
I know. That's why I was like, because do you want to go sprint or do you want to chat? Because I thought like maybe we could chat before you leave.
I literally don't care. We can keep chatting. I just wanted to put the note out there that I might be like jumping up and down in a hot second to just get shit done, like namely putting on shoes. I mean, I already, after coming out of the shower, I already put on my grown-up pants, but I'm not wearing socks yet because I don't want to give the internet free foot pics, so I have to improvise.
Yeah.
Like, they take forever to dry, so I don't like putting socks over that because then I have wet socks, and we all know that is a deadly sin to have wet socks. So I always have to suffer barefoot until the bitch is dry. In winter, I literally take some paper towels and wrap them around it because it actually takes out the moisture out of my weird anklets. But yeah, I'm not wearing socks right now. So I need to put on shoes and probably something with long sleeves because I don't think it's that warm yet. So
yeah, it looks pretty outside, but I think it's like 12 or 15 Celsius outside, so it's like not yet.
Yeah, like it was announced, like the weather forecast said as much, and it's for us it's cloudy as fuck, but it doesn't look cold, if you know what I mean. You ever know when you look out the window and you know it's cold?
Yeah.
That one. It doesn't look cold, but I'm not confident enough to go outside without sleeves. You know? Probably gonna put on just a shirt or something, and then I can push the sleeves up.
Oh yeah.
Which I always do. This is like the funniest shit. Fun fact about me. You will rarely, in summer more so than not, but in winter especially, I get cold very easily, right? But I put on a hoodie. I either wear the sleeves all the way to like my knuckles, or even though I'm cold, I will push the sleeves up over my elbow because for some reason I cannot fathom my sleeves ending anywhere on my lower arm. If they're on my hand, fine. If they're above my elbow, fine. But anywhere between my wrist and my elbow is the dead zone. There are no sleeves allowed there.
I feel that. I always hated those, like we call it watches thingies.
Yeah.
I hate that. That's a sin. That's like no. That's on the same level for me as a wet sock. But
yeah. Not quite wet sock, but same category.
Okay, yeah. But
same category.
But having a long sleeve or like a long hoodie sleeve thingy and have it over, like have it scrunch up over over the elbow, that's for me, that's also the same thing. Like I hate that.
Yeah. No. See, so wait. So this perfect. This perfect. This illegal. Illegal. It has to be here.
I don't mind it if it ends here like here, but anywhere above that in this zone, I fucking hate it. And it but
No.
and here also, like if it's like this, like it's long, short,
Yeah.
perfect. But if it's something that's supposed
Yeah.
to be long and you scrunch it up here,
No.
I no.
Nuh-uh. 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 And that's the funny part with t-shirts, because sometimes I have t-shirts with sleeves that go above my elbow. That's fine. But if it's a hoodie or anything else, nah, no touching the elbow. No touching the elbow. It's so funny. It's so fun. And I do this in winter. And then I'm cold, so I'd pull it down, but then I'm hot. And then I'm cold. Like it would be the perfect option to just have it like half mast. But I can't. So I have to suffer either way. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I hate it. I hate it. But this is my existence. Also, what also happens a lot of times is because, and that is actually normal, that my hands and feet are extremely cold compared to the rest of me. Like I can be warm, but my hands are cold, like right now. So sometimes I rock the very, very epic style decision of this. I just wear these to keep my hands warm, but do not take that one down. The second I take this down, I'm overheating.
I
It is so weird.
I am usually like I have, even in cold, even when it's cold outside, I rarely, like it has to be really cold for me to wear gloves, because
Yeah.
99% I might get a little bit cold. I put them in the like in a braid, the thingy pocket, yes. And
Yeah.
then I am like in a
Yes.
minute I have like really warm hand, and
Mhm.
it's struggle to like, I hate it when
Oh,
it's really cold
I
and
wish
I need to have it.
I
Same with my
yeah,
hair, like I need, it's really cold and I need to have like some kind of head
hat.
headband something, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate it.
See, that could never be me. I wish I could live without gloves because I hate having things on my
Mm,
fingertips specifically. I hate that. But I have Raynaud's syndrome. So my fingers literally die when they get too cold. And it's the most painful shit ever. Like the second they cool down too much and the blood
mm,
circulation just stops, that hurts. But when the blood circulation picks back up again when you warm up, that's
mm,
even worse. So I have the same thing with my feet. Like I suffer from cold feet so hard, and I have that from my mother. We both have that. It's ridiculous, and I hate wearing gloves, but I have to wear gloves because other like even with gloves, it
mm,
hurts. Even with gloves, my hands just get fucking cold. That's why I legit don't like winter. And the thing is, it's not just my fingers and my feet. It's also like
mm.
my ears and weirdly enough, the tip of my nose. What the fuck am I supposed to do to keep my nose warm? Like, like ears, I wear a hat, it's fine. Hands, gloves, double layer of socks, fine. What the fuck am I supposed to do with my
Oh
nose?
my god.
What the fuck am I supposed to do with my nose?
Double layer of socks. That sounds evil to me.
No, 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 no. You wear one very tight layer, like summer
Yeah,
socks,
yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Like I put on socks. So you wear just normal socks, and then you put like thick winter socks over that, and then you have like your boots. They are just a bit oversized because you're trans, so you buy shoes a size larger to appear more masculine, of course. And then you have inside of your shoes, you have another sole to keep it like warm, and that sometimes helps.
That sounds evil to me.
Some- It is. It is. I always feel like Bigfoot just lopping around clown shoes, but that that sensory nightmare is less of a nightmare than the pain of
Yeah.
having to feel your feet die and come back alive.
I'm so sorry. That sounds so bad.
It
That,
is. It is.
yeah.
I
Oh
hate it.
god.
Yeah, that's why I like summer. Like I always joke I'm a solar powered lizard man. Like I can't control my own body temperature. When I get cold, I get sleepy, and it hurts to exist in a cold space. That's why I like summer, because in summer my body temperature is somewhat stable. Like still, it can be 40 degrees, and I still have cold hands. It's ridiculous. And I also like I just have more energy when I'm in
Oh
the
my god.
sun. I always joke I'm a solar powered lizard man, but I
I'm
am. I literally
I am
am.
polar opposite then because
Yeah, most people
I
are.
get
Most people are.
extremely tired in summer because
Mm.
I am just dying and like my body is overheating and I am just like shutting down.
Mm.
Like I am extremely I like it because my most of my like during the dark times of winter my mental health tends to be like
Same.
it's harder to wrangle, but I think my mental health
Yeah.
struggles more in the summer because my brain just can't comprehend and it's dying from the heat.
Yeah. But that's actually typical for people with autism, that they struggle more with heat than with
Ah,
cold. And then there's me. Like sometimes I think I'm the only person who tolerates summer. Like sweating is not a
oh
sensory
my
nightmare for
god.
me. I like it. I don't have a problem with sweating. I have more like, and everyone's like, oh, but it's easier to warm yourself up than cool yourself down. No, it's not. No, it's not. And people are like, you just need to put on layers. I hate layers. I hate
Yeah,
layering. And you know what's even worse? It doesn't help me. I can wear so many layers, it doesn't work because I'm still breathing in cold air, and that is enough to cool my whole body down. And I hate it.
I
But being warm and then cooling down is very easy for me because I can't be warm anyways. Like so like my best friend thinks it's so whack, but besides my hand, feet, ears and nose, my elbows and my knees will get cold. So sometimes when we are sitting together in summer, she just holds onto my knee because she's a furnace. In winter, I cuddle up to her to stay warm, and in summer, she cuddles up to me to stay cold because I just do not produce enough body heat. It is so weird. Like I literally sat like once I sat behind her with my elbows in her neck to cool her down. It is ridiculous.
I hate layering too, by the way. Like that's only one thing.
Yeah.
It thank God now that I got a winter like a coat, but before that my winter stuff was me putting on like shirt and putting on like some kind of
Yeah.
hoodie and then some kind of like jacket or sometimes and even
Mhm.
and putting on some like if it was really cold and when I was going to a school that was in the middle of nowhere, I had to put what is it scarf on my neck and I
Ugh,
was yeah
scarves.
it was evil, that was evil, I fucking hated it now. I,
The stiff neck, the stiff
yeah,
neck feeling, right? Of not being able to
yeah,
move your head
no,
around.
I
Ugh, I
actually
hate it.
got a really good one that's like those
Mhm.
square ones that you
Yeah,
attach the
I have one
thick
too, and
one, that's good.
you you can yeah, I hate it when you have
Yeah,
to wrap it around and shit, or when you have, like, a loop scarf. I hate those because I always
yeah,
feel like I'm in a neck brace, but I have one of those,
yeah,
Palestine things that you
yeah,
just fold over into a triangle, and then you just knot it in the back. That is perfect, and it actually keeps me warm, but I hate scarves. I hate scarves.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
I gotta go.
But I
I gotta
am
go.
not sure if I will end it or if I will go one more sprint. We will see.
Do whatever you want. If I am back and can rejoin, I will. If not, then have a nice day, I guess. But I gotta yeet myself.
Bye.
So have fun with whatever your decision is and keep
I will.
reading Percy
Bye.
Jackson. You have a
I know.
deadline. Also, look at the time. Food.
Ah, yeah,
Eat.
yeah.
Eat and make it actual food. Make it actual food.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna go. Let's do another sprint. Let's do another sprint. Bye. See you in an hour. Hey. Okay. So that was another hour. I read how much? I am 138 pages in Percy Jackson. So that's going. Made a coffee. I finished the coffee. Um, and I'm actually thinking of like ending it because I'm starting to get tired and I still need to take Papa on a walk. So I'm thinking of ending the stream. We did 2 sprints, so like 2 hours. That's not too bad. And yeah, I'm surprisingly liking it so far. I think maybe I will finish it in a day. Like, it's very easy to read. I'm really enjoying it. I am in what's this chapter? Mm, I am in the middle of 8th chapter. So that's going. But yeah, I think I need to. Oh my god, yeah. I think I need to finish this stream now and maybe make some real lunch because I made a coffee and then I ate a bunch of like snacks, not really food. So I need to do that and I need to take Pepper on a walk and yeah. So I think I will end it now. So to anyone who is still watching here, thank you for keeping me company. I hope you liked what you read. I hope you like the chaos. And yeah.